The brothers have returned. We're back.
Yeah,
It's been a long layoff, Kings, but we're here.
I'm out
we're
of
back.
practice.
Yeah, better than ever, man.
I feel like I forgot how to drink beer. Oh wait, no, that's not what happened.
That one's like riding a bike.
Yeah.
I just happened to ride a bike like 3 times every day. So like,
Keegan powers his whole town.
yeah, yeah. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, up to just no good.
Up to fuck all, even.
Some might say.
No, I've been drinking beers. I don't know about you guys. I've had a lot of interesting beers, I'll say, since we last chatted.
So that's the funny thing. So Donnie, well, I'll ruin the theme of this episode. What we're talking about are some of the best beers that we've had since we were back last. So um we were almost going to record last week, and then Luke decided to be a bitch and get sick.
Yeah.
So
I
we
was
let
also
him we
sick at the
let him
time. I just
rest.
didn't tell you guys.
Yeah, well, exactly. Why would you? You saw the shit we were giving to Luke. Um, and so at that point, I really hadn't had any interesting beers, but I was able to have some very interesting ones this weekend. So it was a blessing in disguise for me to be able to have a little more to share this episode.
That's fun. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean things were pretty crazy with work and whatnot. So I'm happy to be done with the craziness and getting over being sick. And
I wonder
although
if
I
those
was
had a
laying
correlation.
yeah,
Wow, I worked a literal 24-hour workday and now I feel like shit the next week.
no, the best was in the office. We would just hear occasionally like people talking a little loud, and they'd be like, "Man, I don't feel too good." And then a little while later, they'd come over to the lady whose desk was next to where we were working in the other office, and they'd be like, "Hey, do you mind if I grab a COVID test real quick?" And then she'd be like,
Oh
"Yeah, yeah,
God.
sure, hand it out." They'd come back. Every single person who came and got a COVID test from her came back and was like, "It's COVID. Do you have a mask?"
Can I go home? Oh,
It was just crazy. Just
no.
crazy.
Glad you're done with it, dude. I do not envy that
Yeah,
for any amount.
happy to be here. So I mean I laid kind of low in the way of beer, but I had some really fun beer experiences.
I
Same.
love that.
Experiences.
Can we have a beer experience right now so I can crack open this beer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please.
baby. What are you drinking
Uh,
then, Keegan?
I'm finishing up my pumpkin beers. As long as they're gone
Ooh.
before Thanksgiving, I'm gonna try my best. This is the Trogs Master of Pumpkins that I reviewed.
Mm,
I've liked everything from Trogs that I've had.
I've
I hear
never
good
had anything
things.
from Trogs except for this, and I enjoyed it. So,
All right.
what do
Shall
we
we
got?
crack it?
Well, are
Oh,
you gonna
I've
tell me what
got
you
a
got, or like?
Brown's Brewing Company oatmeal stout that I checked the expiration date on that I should not have.
And I have Deschutes Black Butte Porter.
All right,
Yeah.
Slancha.
Sláinte,
Sláinte.
brothers. Zdraví, even.
Cheers to being back.
Cheers to drinking beers.
It smells okay.
Smells like a beer.
We'll see how it feels coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I got COVID from this beer.
What was the name of your beer, Donnie? Deschutes something. So we'll see
Um,
what Deschutes out my rear end.
Black
Oh,
butt.
ooh,
No,
bad pour on Luke's end here.
damn. Out of
I
practice
told
again.
you, out of practice.
Look at that.
That's a mighty head, the doctor said.
That's what she said.
That's you every time you walk into a room, dude. Um, Speaking of beer experiences, though, real quick one that I did this weekend. Sophie and I did the Best Place tour, which is the tour of all the old Pabst buildings on their old
Oh,
campus. So I'll post it on the Instagram. I completely forgot to. I sat in Captain Pabst's chair at his desk.
No
Cap?
way. Did you
Yeah,
get special powers?
dude, I was fucking drunk immediately.
Ass
I sat there.
to chair.
I was
Nothing up top.
I was drinking a Schlitz on draft there
Oh,
in
God
Captain
bless,
Pat's
dude.
share, dude. It's so like I called my dad. I was like, dude, it's just so cool because it's not a brewery tour, it's a beer history tour. It's the history of the Pabst company and everything like that, and just how it's been revitalized and how they've preserved so much of the original stuff there. And it's
My-
just the gift shop is amazing. It's just all the like Luke, you're gonna go broke when I take you there because it's like all the old beer, it's like all the old beer trays, all the old like beer mugs, like and steins and stuff that they made for the different beers. They've got all the old cans and stuff there. It's just phenomenal.
Well,
That's
listen,
awesome.
if Luke spent $185 at the fucking Grand Ole Opry, what do you think he's spending at the Pabst tour,
That's
the
true.
Pabst gift shop?
However, I spent way more money at Old Smoky Distillery,
I
though. I'll
forgot
tell you
about
that
Old
much.
Smoky. I don't know how your collarbone won't ever forget about Old Smoky.
Yeah.
The price tag made me jump, but I did almost buy you like a classic Stroh's mug, Luke, because I know
Oh,
that they have all those brands and stuff like that there
well,
that they're
that's
just
a
constantly reselling. It's so
that
cool.
is truly, truly a life goal, like on my bucket list. I want to drink Schlitz, an actual Schlitz.
It's surreal, man. Like genuinely.
All of that buildup for me just to say Schlitz. Uh,
Yeah, I was
Which
expecting
you'll
a
get
little bit
made of
more,
fun
but
of drinking at bars because they'll say Schlitz gives you shits. Uh-huh.
I mean, it's no different than well, I guess I'd imagine I haven't had Schlitz, but no different than I mean, my future father-in-law only refers to Genesee beers as Jenny Screamers.
yeah, man.
I would say it's in a Jenny Cream tier of like what the beer is and like
Is
how it
okay.
tastes.
Okay. So maybe it's just that era. It just like it's a beer shits kind of era.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it also could easily have been the just sheer volume that they were drinking back in
That's
the
Luke, that would not explain it. There's no way.
day.
It's not possible.
no.
Uh,
Never so much
Um,
as too much volume.
what?
Never too much is so much volume. The hama.
I understand what you're saying. No. There's nothing.
we're getting back in gear here. It's going to take a little bit.
Yeah.
It's all right. Fellas, I'm kind of excited. Can I start with a beer that I had while we were gone?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. No, Luke, we've been gone for like 3 weeks, and I'm already sick of your dumbass again.
You've already disconnected from this
Dude,
once.
I have 3 weeks of annoying the shit out of you to make up for it. So,
Yeah.
Um, so, fellas, as you know, I did have a perfect five beer in the time we were gone.
I saw
This is
that.
not that beer. This is
oh,
not that beer. Um, so our buddy Mixer, friend of the show, Mixer was in New York City for a conference, doing his job, making a living, stand-up guy.
mixer.
And so we went down to the financial district of Manhattan, and we were waiting to get in this place called Ulysses, which is just a bar downtown. They had actually live music. Turned out to be a Bruce Springsteen cover band called Tramps
Ooh,
Like Us. So that was fucking sick.
Oh,
that's
Yep,
awesome.
that was sick. I got a guitar pick. The saxophone from the saxophone player, which doesn't really make much sense now that I think about it. But
What does your
but
team play?
the saxophone. But his name is Dan Hutchinson. So his nickname is Lieutenant. So he's Lieutenant Dan Hutchinson.
oh, that's
Oh,
Um,
that's
awesome.
fun.
for my Forrest Gump fans out there. So anyway, next to that bar, so this is not about that bar. Next to that bar is a one called Route 66 Smokehouse. So it's like honestly like a kind of a barcade, but more board games than actual like arcade games. Um, and you guys have talked about a beer similar to this. I don't think it was this one, but I had the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale from Lexington Brewing and Distillery.
Yeah, dude.
I had one of
So
their beers too while we were
yeah,
gone.
well, I know you guys had the orange one, right? And the vanilla like the were
I had
stouts, right? I think you guys had.
a tangerine
Um,
cream ale.
yeah,
That's
I
right.
had
Yeah.
the vanilla cream ale.
Okay, perfect. So not this one,
Correct.
I
hopefully.
They've
Well,
got a
Nice.
whole bunch of them at the liquor store down the street from me, just like singles.
So you
I
can just
may have
drink all of
had
them.
it. I've had a few things from them.
I'm gonna pretend like you haven't.
Okay.
Um, so smelling this beer, it like had that like almost like a syrupy kind of smell at first, and then I just kind of realized it was really just the bourbon kind of. So it was more bourbon, but I mean, when I think, and I guess I didn't when I was ordering it, I didn't see that it was an ale, versus like a stout or a porter. So when I saw Kentucky Bourbon Barrel, I was like, yes, this is going to be a thick beer. It's going to be unbelievable. It was really, really good, but it was super light bodied, which I was not expecting. So he poured it. I smelled it and I was like, oh, this is going to be a little boozy. It wasn't boozy either. I was like, everything that I expected to be super strong in the flavors, like where it wasn't there, but in like a really good way. It wasn't overpoweringly bourbony, but had enough of those notes of the bourbon with the caramel that like made it a really good beer. Um, it's and I'll say only 8.2%. Um, it's a dangerous 8.2 percenter because it's so light bodied that like you can go through it and it's just delicious. I gave it a 4.5 on Untapped. It was a really, really, really good beer. Um, and I had to what's it called? Use some self-control because
Four more,
it was
please.
one I could drink. Yeah, this was one that they only give the short pour, and I would have asked for in like not even just a pint, but like a crowler. So yeah, this is
Sure.
a really, really good beer.
No, I had their bourbon barrel tart cherry wheat actually on our break.
Oh,
Um, which it's like exactly what you think. It's like that bourbon barrel ale plus like a cherry wheat beer. So it like the thing that slows you down is the tartness of the cherry, but it's still like very much on the nose that bourbony, which I like. Again, it's like 8 point something percent, and I didn't feel like that.
no, yeah, it's definitely I'd say it's a not that it's a sipper because like it's light enough that you can get through it, but you just gotta I don't know if I'd go buy in a 12 pack and then keep them in the fridge.
Do we sell 30 racks of this as
Oh
my
man,
You
this is
pregame
guys,
beer?
crushable,
you
dude.
guys do Steins? Yeah, this is as crushable and 8.2% as it comes.
Nothing wrong with that, man. That's drinking for efficiency right there.
I mean, that's like a juice jolt, I guess, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Juice
a
jolt's
Voodoo
whatever, like
Ranger
seven. Oh,
Juice
dude,
Force tall
listen,
boy.
those have gotten me into some trouble.
I don't think anything ever good have happened of someone drinking one of those.
No, no, not at all.
I get
I've
the
never heard somebody say, yeah, I'm gonna have a pretty mellow night. I'm gonna just
Crush,
crush. Yeah.
crush the Voodoo
just
Rangers.
knock back. So I'm just gonna have a few Voodoo Rangers.
I
Like
Yeah.
get
not
those
good.
the mini golf place Sophie and I go, like you can get like beers there, and I'll just drink like a Voodoo Ranger on the mini golf course, and then I'll just start teeing off other kids' balls.
Mommy,
Just
he put my ball in the water.
I'm
just
the
just
Voodoo Ranger. I dress up like the fucking guy on the can.
Donnie, I think you should do that. Just go to New Orleans because they got a lot of voodoo magic down there, and you're the voodoo
oh yeah,
ranger.
dude.
It's true, even though that brewery's in Colorado.
Yeah, which has kind of always been funny to me. But
My coworker went there actually. He said it was really, really cool. I think Sophie's parents went as well.
I mean, nothing like a Voodoo Ranger to make you want to just pull out a driver while at the mini the
Bring
mini
my
golf
own.
course. Yeah.
Do you have anything good, Luke?
Yeah, I had a couple good things. Lot of them were NAs over the break, but at Tracy B's as usual, had some fun with some stuff and Jim walked from behind or like walked from uh like behind the bar a ways, like in the back. He comes out and he had the whiskey smoking kit that he and I had used to experiment with the beers and such. And he wanted to show one of the new guys that was visiting the bar how it worked and stuff. And so it was. it was like a cowbell rang. All the men gathered round, and we were just watching. And we were regaling them with the stories of when we were first experimenting with it. And so I had a black rye, black eye IPA, and then he did the smoking thing. But he has learned how to do it so freaking well. Like he taught me how to use my own kit
Your
a lot better.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, he took me up to the brewery. What's cool about this place, you guys will see this whenever you get out here. Um it's like a real small place, but he brews all the beer upstairs. Like it's a shack essentially. But but uh but yeah, he's working on a new beer and he didn't tell me what it was. He just poured some of it out and gave it to me. And it's not he's gonna put it on nitro, but so I smelled it and I smelled some coffee. That was the first thing I remember smelling. Um then I sipped it and I woke up 36 hours late. No, I'm just kidding. No. No, but so then
I
I
had a
sipped
scar
it.
in my
It,
abdomen. I was in a bathtub
it
full
was
of
actually a
ice.
Rufalin flavored beer.
It took my kidneys.
But I so then I sipped it, and what was really cool about it was coffee. Although there was tons of coffee in the smell, I got some peanut butter that snuck up, but not overwhelming at all.
Oh,
Peanut butter coffee porter,
oh.
Ooh.
5.8 percenter. He's going to release that in the name, so shh, don't tell anybody. But
It's a
but
good
he's
thing
going
we're
to
a
release the name
world-renowned
at some point.
podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm super excited for people to try it because that was so freaking good. But he brews a lot of hits, so
I love it. I love the beer experimenting like that.
yeah. Yeah, it's not often you get to do a blind taste test with no explanation at all. That's fun. I haven't done that kind of thing in a long time.
Wait, was I not supposed to do that on my trip down to Jamaica? Um, I honestly can't wait to go to Tracy D's solely for the fact that I just want to take their because it's the blonde ale a lot that they like mix things with.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking forward to is literally just taking that blonde ale and throwing shit in it for like several hours, and I probably won't be able to walk at the end of it.
I
Yeah.
poured a bowl of cinnamon toast crunch that made the blonde ale like Phil.
No, here's what's going to happen. The three of us are going to walk in there. Keegan, they're going to ask Keegan what he wants. He's going to go, I'll do the flaky blonde with the blueberry drops. And then
Yep.
they go to give him a couple of drops and he goes, "No, no, no. You can keep what's in the the squeegee thing."
I'll dose it myself.
Yeah, just pour the rest of the bottle in.
Just give me the drops. Just give me the
Yeah,
drops.
just give it to me, man.
Fuck the beer. Just give me the drops.
Oh, that's awesome. I had some beer experimenting as well, actually.
What'd you do?
I was just checking the dates on this one. Um, I probably texted you guys about it. Wound up at Indeed one day a couple weeks ago, as we typically do. Go outside and it's Saturday, and the first and third Saturdays of every month is when they do the beer brulees now.
Ooh.
So they stick the hot poker in your beer, and our buddies Gary and Cullen are sitting outside, and they're like, "Bro, we just bruleed the Frankenberry Lager, which is like
Stop
meant to
it.
taste like the cereal."
I was just
We're
gonna
like,
Whoa.
say.
we're like, "Oh, baby." And so we go, I go in. So then get like we talk with them for a second and then we go inside and Gary like goes in and he's behind the bar. And I just walk up to the counter. He just hands me one of the Frankenberry lagers. Like he just like pulls it from behind the bar, like without even pouring it. It's just on the counter. And I'm like, what the, what? He's like, I messed up. I poured the wrong beer and I just saved it for you.
Dude, they know you so well.
Dude. And so I'm like, yeah, I was going to get that. Um, And then we went, so we were just gonna each do two beers there. And then as we're in the middle of our second beers, one of our best friends, Andrea, comes in. She's like, "Yo, we just put the new we did one single keg of this. They had done an apple crisp beer for the fall. Wasn't very good, a little too appley, like and like spiced.
Hmm.
But What they did do is they took it and they put caramel in it. And so it was a caramel apple crisp beer.
Ooh.
And then we were like, well, we gotta go put the hot stick in that.
Mhm.
Um, and that was freaking phenomenal, man. Like it's one of those things I've tried to replicate this at home with my dad, and I think we just need a bigger piece of rebar, honestly, to do it with. It is just such a good way to like change up a beer. Like with the Frankenberry turned into like cereal marshmallow flavor, the caramelized beer, apple crisp beer tasted like hot caramel almost.
So
Oh
what
my
I'm
God,
worried
that
about
sounds great.
is that I'm gonna keep hearing you talk about this, and then I'm gonna have no spatulas in my house anymore because I tried to beer brulee with all of them.
Dude. And then the other combo with the apple crisp ale, because the flavors are just really, really strong on that one. They have their Mexican honey strong Mexican like ale there. They do a thing they call honey crisp where they go half and half on those. And
Oh.
that is just like it mellows it out just enough, but also like it's a 6.7% beer and like an 8% beer. So it really just like stacks up and it's just the right amount to have like in a little 12 ouncer.
I think they just perform magic at Indeed.
Dude, their seltzers are actually called Real Magic. That's the name of their hard seltzers.
So apparently that's the vibe they're going for. Cool.
Yeah, they just are like I said, we go there a lot, but also I think they're the most consistent with like they usually don't put out a bad beer.
There's just something so comforting about a place you know well and you go to often enough that like the people there and they take care of you.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because on Friday when I walked in Tracy B's and it had been a while because of the craziness of my work schedule and that since I had been there as early as I was. It was like shortly after 4. Now, when I started going to Tracy B's, there was this gentleman named Francis who's this old Navy vet, like skinny guy, a little shorter.
Pod
Um,
listener, of course.
Yeah.
yeah, if he could, he would. But like this guy is one of the nicest guys ever. And so he and I just for months had like the same exact drinking schedule. So we had gotten to know each other then, and then over the course of the last like year and a half, he and I like we'll see each other there sometimes. I've gotten to know his wife pretty well. Um, but there was a stretch of like 2 months that I hadn't been able to see him there. For whatever reasons, we were like just missing each other. So we were communicating through the bartenders. We would
I
we
love
would just
that.
leave messages for each other through the bartenders, and it was great. They'd be like, "Hey, Francis wanted to let you know he was going up to camp with his wife Sandy, and they'll be back in 2 weeks." I'm like, "Ah, that's great. I love getting
Tell,
updates from
tell,
Francis.
tell him I said that's phenomenal.
It's like he's sitting right here."
Almost you if only you had a little device you could keep in your pocket and you could like just tell people that shit all the time,
The
man.
thing is, I don't know. I have a feeling that Francis may still be using sonar to communicate like he was still in the Navy. If I
No.
had to take a guess.
Uh, he is like the coolest guy. Yeah, cool dude. And it's not like he's, just always talking about war stories, which would still be really cool. It's like he'll just sometimes he'll just sit there for a bit. And like that's enough, you know? Like we're just sitting there.
Just getting
Just
vibes.
two
Yeah.
guys
Sharing
Just
drinking
space.
beers,
two guys drinking beer next to each other. That's
5 feet apart because they're not gay.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong
Absolutely
with
not.
that.
Absolutely not.
But
Um,
I
but
will
yeah.
say there is something wrong with my glass because it's empty. And I think I need another beer, guys. We'll be back shortly when I have more beer. Luke, I'm checking an item off your bucket list right now because I'm drinking a fucking Schlitz.
Oh,
Oh,
I haven't even seen one with liquid inside ever.
Well, there's no liquid in this, because
Oh,
it's in my glass right now.
oh, so you could be faking it.
Yeah,
Fake
I do.
news.
Yeah, I turned out. Yeah,
They
I'm
got rid
actually
of Schlitz.
I'm heading the department of beer, the Dob.
the Dob.
The DOB.
Yeah.
Donnie, honestly, I'm gonna tell you, you went to your fridge and got that beer pretty fast. I feel like you know that there's like a video where it's like I forget the song, but it's like a bunch of drum beats and it's like, oh, that's the time it'll take you to get to your fridge and back. You guys don't know what I'm
It was
talking
like a
about.
No,
TikTok trend, I think
Shit.
maybe.
Yeah,
I
so like a
haven't
TikTok
seen that,
trend.
but that's
Exactly.
awesome.
Exactly. And it's like, oh, wherever you are, this is what it is. And so I have a feeling that Donnie was able to go to his fridge, back, and drink the beer in that time.
Yeah, he's been tricking us the whole time, and he actually has a mini fridge under his desk.
That's the goal. Like,
That's how I know I've made it is a beer fridge under my desk.
I have room in this office to like throw a mini fridge in here, and I like debate it because beer does take up a lot of my regular fridge, unfortunately.
That's why
Yeah,
Caitlin made me get a mini fridge.
yeah. Back when I had more mini fridges than I could get rid of, I had plenty of beer space. Now, now I've got nothing.
Now I just have to keep mine at the local ice rink. No, it's been on my list. It's just like I just look for free ones, and then I always forget to pick them up when I see them like on the side of the street or whatever.
Ay, ay, ay.
We got ours from Costco.
Hmm. I was gonna ask my parents if I could use their Costco membership and get it like on my phone or something.
I've had the same conversation with my mom and my sister now multiple times where I've mentioned that I needed something and they say something to the effect of like, well, why don't you just run to Costco? I'm like, I'm not a Costco member. And they're like, remember when you went in and was added as a guest and had your picture taken and a card printed out and handed back to you? And then I'm like, no, I don't remember that. And I look in my wallet and it's there still. And I just never go, but I need to. I've heard good things.
It's
Heard
just
good
like
things.
out of the way for me out here. It's like and I live alone. So it's like there's not a lot that I really need to stock up on, but it's things like that, like a mini fridge, or if I needed like a new TV, that would be really nice to have that membership for.
I'd like one of those like 99 packs of microwave popcorn, but that would kill me in a short time.
Well, yeah, you have to ration it within your own home.
Yeah,
You
that would be
can't.
tough. That would be tough.
Man consumes most popcorn in a week, dies.
Dies.
Ay, ay, ay.
Something's wrong with his blood work. There's no way he could have had gout.
We're trying
Popcorn
to
can't
get
cause gout.
we're trying to get a better look, and it is just kernels.
Yeah.
He has kernels
What the
between
fuck?
his joints.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it wasn't
Luke is the
gout at
first.
all.
Yeah. It was just popcorn.
He's the first ever documented person to not have crystals between his joints, but kernels. Yeah, that's
Oh boy. Yeah, dude, if popcorn caused gout, I would have been immobilized by like 8.
I was gonna say you would have. I don't think I would have ever
just
met
from
you.
3 trips to Tully's. Luke is dead.
I swear to God, I have like a second stomach chamber just for popcorn, especially Tully's popcorn. That I could scarf 4, and I've done it, 4 baskets of popcorn myself, and then
And three
still have room
Mackenzie's black
for,
cherry hard ciders.
yep, and
And
then
that
still have space for a plain
An
ultimate grilled
ultimate
cheese
grilled
with
cheese with
French
no
fries
pickle.
and no pickle.
3 tenders on the side.
And then added 3 tenders, atta boy.
I'm gonna
I
get
feel like
that.
that's love.
It is
I feel like
love.
that's gonna be a t-shirt for us. Luke's Tully's order.
Listen,
Um,
that's a good idea. You sell it, and then we make a deal with Tully's where they get like half off. And
they
you walk
couldn't.
in, and they just go bang.
They would go under.
It's like that guy with the barcode shirt for the Costco chickens because he doesn't want the infrared light touching the chicken through the bag. He's like, no, just scan my shirt. No, I don't want the light touching it.
Oh my God.
It harms the chicken.
People are crazy, man.
Yeah, they are. Oh my God. People are freaking nuts. Um, and I have proof. And I'll tell you what. Over at the brewery Strange Design, they took all of the things that belong in a fest beer and they mushed it all together and then they actually put it in a fest beer. And it's Strange Designs fest beer. And it was really, really good. I you know, hyped it up like it was going to be the best thing ever. It did not reach a 5 for me. No, but it was very good.
Luke, that was a sick segue, honestly.
That was
No,
really
that was a
fun.
That was
lengthy
so
segue.
fucking smooth. That was so smooth, though. That's so I don't think you've actually been sick. You've just been practicing segues in your head this whole time
No, I
for
just
just 3 weeks.
just kind of rambled on for a bit. I kind of blacked out there, actually, if you guys could tell me what I said.
At one point, I think I was floating above my body.
Well, it was funny because I was sitting at the bar in Tracy B's, and they're looking at me like, what's your next pick? And I'm like, I don't normally do this, but I will have a beer that's not brewed by Jim while I'm here. And it was, I mean, he knows the guys at Strange Design really well, so I didn't feel too bad. But it was a very good beer. I was very happy with it.
If they're not gonna have guest taps, like if you're gonna have a guest tap, like you can't be offended when someone orders it, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and not that I was worried they would be
No.
offended. It was just not the norm for me when I'm at
Luke,
Tracy B's.
Luke just thought his Tracy B's membership card was going to get ripped away from him.
Yeah. His bar stool was getting flipped upside down. No, I
I
had
Donny,
did we all
should
three
we
of
should
us
we
just try to
should we
start a
kiss?
story together?
Yeah,
no,
should
I
should we kiss?
I was gonna say I just have some like quick hitters from throughout my couple weeks.
Let's
Yeah.
see it.
So like after the Indeed thing, that same day actually, Sophie and I we had it in my fridge. It was a white stout, from a Beta Brewing Company called Fluffernutter. I sent you guys a picture of it, and then I threw a shot of Shanky's whiskey in it.
Oh my God, you dirty bastard.
It was so good. That shit, yeah. I got Sophie hooked on it too. It's fucked up,
Dude,
man.
so have you had it with like just the Coke, Coke
Yeah, it's
Zero?
just drinking vanilla Coke. I do it with cherry
Tossing
Coke
that in
too,
a
so it's like cherry
fluffer,
vanilla
not a
Coke.
beer.
Yeah, it's fucked
Oh
up,
my
dude.
God,
Dude,
that's
Shanky's is
dangerous.
so freaking good.
It
Can
doesn't
we
taste
just
like whiskey. It's
can we
so
just
good.
like get a partnership with Shanky's so we can all
We
have free Shanky's for life?
I almost bought it. Sophie and I were at an antique mall the other day, and have you seen the Shanky's mugs with the ostrich head on the side of
I
them?
have one.
Yeah,
No.
it was being look on their website right now and look up the Shanky's mug because they had one just like in the antique mall, and Sophie like pulled out. She's like, "No fucking way." I didn't end up
I
buying it
have
though.
one. I had displayed on top of my antique radios in my bar room. I
Hmm.
should have done a virtual tour while I was still living
Yeah,
at that house.
Oh my God, that's so sick.
Isn't
yeah.
it?
It's kind of weird to
That
hold
one?
because there's no handle. Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's no handle. It's just the head of an ostrich.
Oh yeah, dude. I had to pack that thing in a box
Yeah.
very creatively.
But some other quick hitters. We went to I had a happy hour at a packaging conference for alumni of my university, RIT, all three of ours actually. And it was that place called Haymarket Pub and Brewing in Chicago. Had three damn good beers there, man. You know, on the department head's dime. He said he owed me a beer and he bought me three of them.
Bobby three.
Yeah. I had a Baltic Porter there. I had a American Pale Ale, which was really like surprisingly really good. And then the best beer I had was a Blood Orange Blonde Ale. I actually bought a six
Oh,
pack of that to go. So good.
nice.
You know who would like that? Mrs.
Keegan.
Wynn.
Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Winwood.
Um,
Do you guys remember Tiger Blood?
I never had
Yeah.
it, but yeah.
Tiger Blood. I miss Tiger Blood. For those of you that missed out on Tiger Blood, do they still make it? I don't think they make it anymore.
Who made it? Was it
Three Heads, right?
Three
Three
Heads?
heads. Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if they make it still, but they made an RIT Three Heads Brewing in Rochester. I forget exactly where, but they did an RIT inspired beer that was called Tiger Blood because we are the Tigers, the mighty mighty Tigers.
Roll Tech, baby.
Roll Tech.
Roll Tide.
Um, Another beer I had. Don't know if either of you guys have had Hop Slam by Bell's Brewing. Uh, 10,
No.
10% Imperial IPA
Mm.
brewed with honey.
Ooh,
It's just a very good mellow beer. Like
a
it,
mellow 10%.
it is a mellow 10%, which is crazy to think
Sneaks up
about.
on you.
It
All
like
right, all right.
it's hoppy, but it's damn good. Um, I would like if you see it at the store, would recommend spending the $16 or whatever it is on a six pack. And
Holy crap.
yeah, it's strong. But it's great, man. I got a six pack of it when it was fresh out. Um, I also went to Chicago again. Saw my cousin Brandon. Shout
Shout
out
out
Brandon.
Brandon.
He's like the OG beer
Brandon.
guy in my family. So like him and I were talking. So he's older than me. He's like what 14, 15,
80.
13 years older than me. So he was there with like his wife and kids. We went to the Field Museum together, which is like the Museum of Natural History in Chicago. But he was saying that before Untapped exists, when he got his first farts phone, um, he was just taking a picture of every single beer he drank so he could like remember it. And then
Oh, dude.
like he's been in the beer game as long as I can remember. So him and I shared a couple beers. We had actually the Field Museum house beer from Off Color Brewing, which is like a pale lager. It was so good. It was just a nice day with my family, man, you know?
Can't beat it.
Family
No.
and beer. Come on.
Yeah, and then I drank like three really bad beers in a row last weekend. What did I drink? I drank a thing called Lumbersexual, which is like a hazy IPA that tastes like fucking feet, from Raw Brewing. I had Pumpkin Spice Latte Nitro from Left Hand, which I thought was going to be good. And then it was Cheeks.
That's
Um,
disappointing.
yeah, and then I had a Sour Gummy Worm Imperial IPA.
All right. You're asking for it there.
I know
Yeah, that's
exactly.
You
It
are
getting
looked
a
that's
like
little
that's a
smart.
looked
rough.
like toxic sludge, called
Oh,
"Wandering into the Fog on a Dark Fall Night" from Abomination Brewing Company. So I really should have just known. It was just like there was like three new beers that I was trying, and I'm like, these are all horrible. Um, and yeah, that's kind of like my beer journey. Um, I started getting Christmas beers now too because they're coming out.
That was quite the roller coaster.
Christmas.
I did
Dude.
have, if you see it, the Great Lakes Brewing Company Cookie Exchange Milk Stout. It tastes like
Ooh.
straight Hershey's syrup.
Oh, I gotta try that. I can get that pretty
Yeah.
easily around here.
That's gonna
Get the
get
mix pack of their Chris. It's like half Christmas ale, half milk stout. There's like it's like 6 and 6 cans. It's really good.
Sweet.
all right. Um, dude, you know what I think that what came out that I need to try is the Sam Adams Derek's White Ale. So
I saw that.
I need to try it. They have it all around Boston locations, and I'm gonna have to have somebody pick it up for me because I want
I'll,
it.
I'm gonna look for it when I'm back home. In like a month in New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's. I'm hoping it's good.
I was trying to go through like Sam Adams' back catalog and see if they just repurposed an old like white ale. But it's
Mm.
like a different strength than it's like different ABV than their like winter white ale that comes out this time of year.
Hmm.
So it's a new beer.
It might be a new beer for all we know. Yeah.
New day, new beer.
That's what I say.
Well, I went a very similar route as that 10 percenter. And I had a less than 0.5% NA
Near beer.
near beer. By Go Brewing. It's the Story Double IPA with Simcoe, Mosaic, and Citra hops. Um,
Ooh.
I'll tell you what, dude. NAs, there's more and more every single day, pretty much literally. they kick ass now. I
I
was like
love that.
I used to, I mean, you guys remember I used to shit on them a lot. Uh
Physically.
physically no. But now that's like my dad and I drink these and it's freaking good. I also had Sierra Nevada NA their Trail Pass, they're golden.
Ooh,
So,
Very good
so I
as
mean,
well.
I feel like there was one point where I could have said to you, would you rather have an NA beer or a Coors Light? And you would have said Coors. That
No.
time is well past.
No.
Ever?
No.
Never.
No, not even then.
Come on.
You could have offered me horse piss.
That's why I
No.
offered you Coors Light.
yeah, that's literally Coors Light, dude.
I thought I just did. Did I not
You
say Coors
you
Light?
you guys know I grew up on a farm. Like I know what that's made of.
You guys can't trick me.
Same color.
I mean, again, this is a little foreshadowing, but I am looking forward to potentially thinking about doing like a dry January via NA beers.
Totally. I wouldn't
Yeah,
like I would not be opposed to that. And it sucks because a lot of like good beers come out around the new year.
I know.
And it's like the dichotomy of, wow, do I want to feel healthy for a month and like sleep? Or do I want to like you know, just
Gentlemen,
feel horrible all the time like I normally do?
I have the offer of a lifetime.
Don't feel healthy.
You can you can do dry January, have NAs, and just stock up on the cool stuff that you see. And then that's the carrot on a stick. You can
That's
go
forward
all of
thinking.
January being healthy and then immediately throw it out the window by doubling up
February
what you would
1.
have had in
Drinking one of
February.
daily drinking a Goose Island BCS beer. They were on sale at Total Wine, guys. I sent you the picture. I stocked up on the regular and the backyard stout because those are the only two you can find around here
Oh boy.
for this year. And I don't think I'll end up at Goose Island on Black Friday to get the new ones, but
Oh.
uh, I
Sounds like a
did
mistake.
I did pre-order the Indeed Black Friday beer, the Spumoni Cream Ale, cherries, pistachio, and chocolate cream ale. Um, it's good.
I
I drink that
we
on tap when it's there, man. It's so good.
we recently had my uncle, my cousin's husband, and I um the three of us tried uh not tried because we've had it a million times, but we tried the original stout, the backyard stout, and then we had and then I brought a Warhorse Bananas Foster
Okay.
stout to try just to see because we didn't have their Bananas Foster. Um but we tried it all and I liked the backyard the best.
That's the one I was the most intrigued by. For you, Keegan, it's got like boysenberries and like mulberries and like gooseberries that it's been on. So it's like
Boysenberries.
stuff you'd find in your backyard, basically.
I
But it
do.
looked
Oh, that's why it's called the backyard.
yeah. The one I wish that I got a couple years ago, and I gotta see if like my buddy can find a bottle of it or something at the Goose Island, location that he works at. They made one that was like tastes like Coca-Cola a couple years ago.
Ooh. I
I
did.
just
I
I
actually
just want to
got
try that, man.
I got a bottle of one of them. I can't remember which one it is. That's in my fridge right now. So we'll have to give it a roll at some
Well, the
point.
I think it was the backyard that my uncle's gonna text me when he listens to this and go, "No dipshit, you like." But yeah, hey,
No, you asshole.
save that bottle, Keegan. Just in case you have a visitor or something.
Yeah.
I'm just
That is the only
you
reason
know.
that it hasn't been downed. The gullet.
I think
Um,
I think three guys could lay a hurting on that.
I think so.
one guy could lay a hurting on that
Yeah, that's true.
and
You're
feel awful for the next
you're gonna
4
feel
days.
I could not imagine
But
drinking a bottle of that by
it,
myself.
it would put a hurting back on me, but
Yeah.
never know.
Oh,
Um,
you just got Goose Islanded. You didn't see it
Oh,
there. You got it. You gotta chug it.
oh no. That's our version of
that
icing each
sounds
other.
awful. That
That's a
sounds
good way to.
terrible.
That's a good
That's
way to kill a friend.
that's how to get gout
Yeah,
instantly.
that's homicide is what that is.
They finish it. They're like, "Mommy, fuck."
You try to stand up and the foot from the foot you're kneeling on and it just immediately falls off. You get gout in one foot and diabetes in the other.
You fall down, you're like looking under the couch. There's another one under there. They're like, "We got you again."
No, we got you the double strength. It's 28%.
No, no, please, that'll kill me. Please.
Keegan, talk about your beer that you really, really, really liked.
It was a five. It
Oh,
was a five. Uh, Lovely brewery, brewery Omegang. I was honestly clearing out my pumpkin beers, my Halloweeny beers, because look at the can. It's all zombies.
wow.
It's
Yeah, it's all
scary.
zombies. It's a part of their OMG series, and it is the All Hallows Treat Imperial Double Pastry Stout, chocolate peanut butter pastry stout.
Oh my God.
7.6%, so still less than that bourbon barrel ale. Um, this beer was just chef's kiss. This is if I believe if I was reincarnated as a beer, this is the beer. Nice and
Yeah,
round, nice and round.
full of peanut butter.
Some sweetness to it. Absolutely packed with peanut butter. I feel it leaves like a little trail around your lip if you drink it too fast. I think this is me as a beer. Um, it was smooth, it was sweet, it had the peanut butter, it had the chocolate. It didn't have like a lot of that coffee which was nice, I think in my opinion, as a non-coffee lover as much. Um, yeah, I have no notes. I said I wish I had more than 16 ounces. That's I would drink this beer a lot
Oh
and
man. Do they
often.
still have those?
I have no idea, honestly. This was actually so I didn't realize this was an Ommegang beer. This was when we were doing our pumpkin beers. I had Caitlin stop at Wegmans for me, go to the craft beer section. I said, "Hey, grab me some pumpkin beers." And then I actually now talking about it, remember her saying, "Hey, there's an Imperial chocolate peanut butter stout," and I said, "Grab it."
I thought you were gonna say she just grabbed it because it was
Um,
orange.
no, that would have been better. That would have been better. But I do remember saying to grab it. But I'm glad she did.
I
I hope
I
I hope they still have it. But
Now it's lost to history.
yeah.
I was with Sophie when I saw that post, and she was like, "That beer sounds like I would like it." And like, she doesn't love dark beers. It has to be like really well flavored. It doesn't like she doesn't like the stout flavor. She
Hmm.
likes the
Hmm.
fun flavor. Like she really liked the fluffernutter, especially with the shankies in it.
Oh wait, hold on. You went a little New England with that. She like the
The
fluffernutter.
fluffernutter, dude, it comes
Fluffernutter.
out the like she makes fun of me when I say words like that. It's like fluffernutter or awesome.
Awesome.
Wicked
Yeah,
awesome.
this wicked pissa. This beer was wicked pissa.
That beer is piss
Um.
as hell by the looks of it.
So yeah. So this would be a beer that I think everyone and their moms should try.
You guys slipped into strange tongues there for a minute. I couldn't understand a word you were saying. Pissa.
Pissa.
Pissa. It's some foreign language.
That's my
We
second language.
That's my first. I had to beat it out of me.
You had to learn English.
Yeah. I don't think I ever like had that strong of an accent. Like I don't think I had one when like I met you guys.
I don't think so.
Not strong.
I think accents are the coolest thing.
I hope
Like,
to have one someday.
I'd love to be inside jokes. I'd love to be a part of one someday. Um, no, because like it's just based on where you grow up. You say things weird.
Well, like for me, like I don't know, for all of us probably, it's like it's more about like the words I use to describe things than like how I say it. Like, yeah, I say wicked awesome in like a little bit of an accent. That one I hammed up a little bit. But
Wicked.
like not everyone says like wicked like that. Like I remember fucking Victoria who lived
Oh,
down like kitty corner from me. she would
Yeah.
get mad at me. She's like, wicked means evil. And I'm like, no, wicked means badass.
It does, man. It does.
She was like,
Dude, the
have you not seen
first
the
time,
musical? I'm like, I have, but
that's
it
not what it
happens.
means.
Yeah, and that awesome musical.
Hmm. Yeah,
It was
exactly.
Um,
wicked.
the first time I ever used Wicked Pissa. So first, my parents taught me Wicked Pissa when I was like, I don't know, third grade. Like,
I
I don't
grew
know. I
up with
wasn't.
it.
It was your
Yeah, no, no,
first
I know, I
words.
know.
Yeah.
I had never heard it. I forget how it came up, but I went on my first roller coaster ride, and I want to tell them that it was awesome. But they had told me they're like, hey, people around here like don't really say Wicked Pissa. Like, we got to be careful the way we say it. So I walk up to him. I was like, that roller coaster was Wicked Pissa. And that was the first time I ever spoke Boston,
I
spoke
like
New England.
I don't because it's like Mass and Maine are the two places that say it. Like I don't know anyone who like actually like Pissa is like
No.
regularly in there. Like I say it like when I'm trying to ham it up a little bit.
Yeah. I've never met a single person that actually says it in their day-to-day vernacular.
But
Well,
like
they
if you
have
go
to
up to
be.
anyone I grew up with, they would know what it means.
Yeah, that's the funny part to me is it's not like people don't say it, but people know it.
Yeah. I'm guessing if you
Well,
go up to like down East Maine or some shit like that, like people would say it.
Kind of like
one
another
of
word I know.
it's one of the only words they know nowadays. They're way out there.
Yeah, they've been started dismantling the education system.
They're
It's
Thanks,
crazy.
Obama.
I was gonna
devolving.
I was gonna say 2 weeks since the election, the new administration hasn't even started. Crazy.
Uh,
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
Ugh. What do
oh
you guys
man.
want to talk about on our
I
next episode?
I don't know. We probably should do something.
Beer?
I think beer's a good idea. Luke, beer?
I don't know. I'd hate to kind of get away from what we normally talk about, but we can talk about beer.
Okay.
We should do
I
wine.
think because we are, can you imagine if we just did like a wine episode?
Yeah, we all go to Italy and drink wine for a week.
I had the most exquisite Chardonnay.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Dude, I saw that's one thing. Like, I feel like early on, or I don't know, sometimes I think we talked about this before too. Sometimes people who drink IPAs can give the impression of being douchey. Okay. And
If you
I
only
think
drink IPAs.
right. And I think there's craft beers. Sometimes it's like, oh, I only drink craft beers, like can feel like that sometimes. That being said, saw a video today of a guy tasting a glass of wine. Fucking tool bag. Like, what are we talking about here? There's like craft beer level douchiness. There's like 1,000 feet of space, and then there's wine douchiness.
There's
Well,
craft beer
there.
douchiness, IPA douchiness, just below IPA's Pilsner douchiness, and then it's wine guy.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So like, yeah, I don't know. It just that made me think of that today.
It's like in the office. This wine has an oaky afterbirth.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
man. I like, I don't know, I like a wine from time to time, but I
I like
just,
wine.
my thing is like, my thing is I like beer because it's relatively low ABV and I can drink like more of it, like in a regular setting, you know? Because I
yeah.
just like the taste of it. Whereas like wine, it's like you got to limit yourself a little bit. That shit sneaks up on you.
It
Yeah,
sneaks up on you.
there's been a couple weddings in recent history, and I'm pretty sure that my aunt Janet has come to my rescue each of those times where she's been like, "Hey, let's drink water." Like the worst was I had not been drinking much at all with all the gout stuff. I go down to Arkansas for my cousin's wedding, and I'm carrying around my water bottle the whole time. Well, I finished my water bottle, and then I noticed that there was still stuff left in the champagne bottle, like a good amount. So I took it and I opened my water bottle and I poured that in the water bottle and had like a little glass of water or something next to it. My aunt comes up, she goes, "I'm pretty sure you're supposed to do that the opposite way." I'm like, "Yeah." Like,
Ugh.
yeah, probably. I was not feeling great the next day, but I was feeling remarkably better than I would have had she not been like, "Hey, I'm gonna point this out."
All
That's
right.
what that's what answer for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
say
mean, all right, we're in the winter, not in the winter season yet. Heading into winter, how do we feel about hitting porters?
I
You know, we've
was
done it before.
I was gonna say, well, we
Let's
kind
hit
of like run out
Portis.
of new styles. Like, let's do porters. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, wait, because we're hold on, counting the gaps.
We're 3 weeks. We've been gone 3 weeks, I think.
Right, so that's like 30. I mean, we're not far off of what next February would be like a year.
Yeah, what? Our hold
We
on.
just did episode 35, I think.
Holy shit, guys. We've been
We did
doing this for a
episode
while.
33.
33. Yeah, so
30,
plus three, 36, plus one, one from that week we missed a while ago.
yeah.
37. Damn.
Yeah. No,
Damn.
I think we rip porters, then we rip stouts, and then we start getting towards the holiday beers.
I love
Yeah,
it. I
sounds
love
good.
it.
Oh, you know what though? If we get out of this season without hitting ciders, I think
Oh,
my
you're
sister will
so
kill me.
we're gonna do
Ooh,
porters
actually,
and then we'll do ciders the week after porters.
Okay, that sounds good. And then
I
we'll
like
we'll
it.
schedule it, and then I'll let my sister Anna
Oh,
know.
yeah, she's coming on, right?
Yep. Then
Yeah,
she'll
because that way
prepare
it'll
for
be the
that.
week. It'll be after the holiday and everything, so we don't have to worry about that.
And Luke, we'll give you a break from dark beers.
Yeah, we know you hate those.
My gout toe will thank you, but my heart will scream why with tears screaming
My
streaming
heart will
down its
also
face.
thank you.
Yeah.
I thought dark beers are like red wine. It's good for the heart.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, when you age them in red wine barrels.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
Do you have any famous last words for us to end this podcast then, Luke?
I have a question.
Oh yeah,
Oh
famous
fuck, I
last
forgot you do
question.
that.
I know I haven't had a
I
question in a while.
forgot you do
I know
that.
we're out of practice. I know. I think I have a good one. So I my name on the thing is Beer Nye the Drinking Guy. And so that got me thinking while I was drinking. I have Luke. Yeah, damn right. That's the right face to make for
That was freaking sweet, dude. You're like
that.
Dr. Seuss. You're a
Um,
poet and you weren't even aware of
I was
that
not
fact, I
aware
don't
that I
think.
was a poet. Correct.
I try to rhyme.
So I have three names. Okay, three people that I think generally staples on most people's childhood. Okay, Steve from Blue's Clues, Bill Nye the Science Guy, LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow. I want to know who the most influential was.
Mr. Rogers.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I have an answer in the options that you gave.
I do
Tune
too. I
in
think
next
this
week to
to not
to
have us
not hear
ever
about
discuss it
it.
again.
No, we will not talk about it. It's great. As soon as I like, because I just delete the question out of my phone as soon as I upload the episode. As soon as how I delete my friendship with you guys, as soon as the episode ends.
Never